where they did the movie The Living Daylights. Here's where James Bond jumps and lands, right here.
Right here?
Yeah, right here. And 1987, you can see that in the first 7 minutes of the movie, los primeros 7 minutos de la película, the first 7 minutes, and you can see that in the YouTube as well, Gibraltar, James Bond 007, it brings it up. Gibraltar, James Bond 007, y plaf, lo sublo.
Would not get me on that.
No.
You'd have to pay me serious money to go on.
So you have a price. Everybody has a price.
Every woman has a price.
Absolutely.
I'm not stupid. Do not be fooled, yeah?
Absolutely.
Every woman has a price for
I
anything.
didn't even think.
Yes, you
I
say
even
so?
doubt it for a second.
Please, love me.
Ooh la la.
Oh la la.
The French would say, como dirían los.
Ooh la la.
Ahora, but I'm going to talk a bit to the Spanish because I don't talk a lot to them. Los ingleses y los españoles los dejo atrás, pero porque no puede ser.
We have lizards.
La ley, yeah, we have a lizard that grows 30 centimeters. La ley aquí es muy diferente a la
How
ley
big
en
is
España.
lizard?
30 centimeters.
30 centimeter lizard.
And we don't want to see him today, please.
Why not?
No, you don't see them, very shy. Unos lagartos que crecen 30 centímetros. Son muy tímidos, no los ven. So the law in Spain is like different to the law in Gibraltar, for example. We are not, perdona, I'm trying to say in Spanish first. La ley en Gibraltar es muy diferente a la de Inglaterra, porque a nosotros no nos gobierna Inglaterra para nada. Nosotros nos gobierna nuestro propio ministro que nosotros elegimos, tenemos nuestro propio parlamento, nuestro propio dinero, nuestras propias leyes. Nosotros solamente dependemos de Inglaterra para defensa. Para defensa, es lo único que nosotros dependemos de Inglaterra sobre una guerra.
Africa. You see Africa. Look the mountain.
Where?
There,
Just
the mountain.
about,
Oh,
look.
yeah, you're right.
You see Africa.
Yeah, just about. Then we can start to see a bit of Africa, yeah. And Spain on the right, España a la derecha. Europa, dos continentes, África y Europa.
Finally, you can see something.
Ah,
of
decir
Africa.
y a la derecha, sí.
I told you guys that we will see
You
Africa.
did.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
And a price.
this is, you see this.
There
You
is always
see-
a price.
Always a price.
You see this in the movie, in James Bond, se ve toda la película. Once you reach 60, you don't pay taxes anymore, or contributions to medical or treatments or anything of the kind.
All free.
All free once you get to 60.
Oh, a few more years.
Yeah, you get
You've got to
60.
be paying
That's
during
like
your
20 years.
life, you know, or at least your husband contributions, and then everything else is free.
Okay. Let me only ask you one thing. There are some rings here on the road. It's for the cannons to go up the hill.
Yes, to take the cannons up the rock. Okay, so we're going to visit the tunnels of the Great Siege, and the Great Siege was the third attempt that Spain tried to take Gibraltar by force after they had signed the famous Peace Treaty of Utrecht, in which the Kingdom of Spain grants the Kingdom of England the entire property of Gibraltar to enjoy free of charge and in perpetuity. So
But the Spanish still claiming Gibraltar?
they still reclaim it, but
Yeah, they do.
they say cited in perpetuity, and they even gave us a voice. If we don't want to be Spanish, we can only English, British, we can only be Spanish. And they've already asked us twice, in 1969
99%.
99.
So there was
99.
1% of traitors.
Well, yes, it was.
There was 1% of traitors.
And Franco got angry, closed the border. Obviously, nobody wanted to go with a dictator those days. And in 2002, is that the Spanish dictator spirit was alive, and nobody still wanted to go with Spain. No, we don't want to be Spanish. Damn it! My ancestors fought hard during the Great Siege and all the battles. My grandfather during the Second World War. I lived a closed border by Franco with no communications with Spain whatsoever. We could only fly out or go to Morocco or fly out to the UK and get accommodation or else. We endured all that and we survived it, and we didn't give up then. The hell we're gonna give up today, you know?
Oh, no.
The
And
hell we're gonna give up today.
There is also a very interesting connection between Gibraltar and Portugal.
What is it?
During the Second World War, this is true, during the Second World War,
Yeah,
the Gibraltarians
Rotarians.
they fled because of the what's the name in English? Because of time of war. So the civil population, they went to Madeira.
Yes, they were evacuated to Madeira, that's true. Awesome. I have to speak this in Spanish. Vamos, hola. I know. Que me hacen de perder el hilillo, me cago en la leche. ¿Dónde voy? Espérate. Ah, el gran asedio. Fue la tercera vez que España intentaba llevarse libertad a la fuerza después de que se firmara el famoso Tratado de Utrecht.
Hands on the wheel.
Yeah. And the eyes on the road, yeah.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
It's a good plan.
It's a good plan.
Y es que como me siguen no te lo puedo contar. Como me siguen no puedo contarlo. No puedo. Me corta. No puedo.
Primo! Hey, primo!
Dá para aqui. Aqui.
Olha, foi pedido do carro!
She have it.
Good.
Come here. Monkey. Come here.
Se der a la mano, ele te vai a buscar a la mano?
Aqui.
No, la mano no.
Mano não?
Mano un problema. Vamos a comer, vayas.
Okay,
Vamos ver os túneis. Vamos ver os túneis. So now we are in the tunnels. This is the tunnels
É Paula.
to defense of
Paula.
of Gibraltar.
Ai que eu vou perder. Isto é outra gruta.
So here we have the cannons. Let's see what we have, what you can see. Imagine this kind of cannons. Fighting. So we have the Scottish regiment. This is man-made, handmade by the engineers. So the engineers. Oh, it works. So you put the cargo, the powder, and then you put the balls, and you fire the balls.
Cannonball.
Cannonball. I'm feeling like a cannonball sometimes.
Cannonball.
Cannonball. Harder like iron.
They are cannon iron, but they are.
Yes, iron balls. Iron balls. These rings you can see all the way around Gibraltar. It was for what? Pull the cannons up and down.
Yes, but they give small. You can have a small one.
Gibraltar
She used to have a machine at home.
airport.
And then when she
Before,
went out,
if you wanted to cross
that she used to put on her back. And trust
from
me,
mainland, from Spain here to the Rock, you have to cross on the land strip.
very expensive in the UK.
Nowadays,
In the UK,
they have a tunnel where we pass
they would
through.
only supply
Cool.
with the big tanks. They were free, so we had to pay because we used to. Can you have a police explain? How can we take that?
So, if you press here the buttons, what it will work. Doesn't work.
Great siege. I remember learning about this in history. Yeah. A long time ago, 40 years ago.
She's flying from here
Yeah?
in, I think, an hour back to the UK.
Okay.
I can't see a plane now.
No planes. Today we don't see any plane, only helicopter. And
There's the terminal.
interesting, it's full of beaches, you see? It's on the side of the right side, it's full of beaches. So, this was where the powder was stored. And we're going all the way down. You cannot forget, every time you go down, you have to go up. Let's see the end of the tunnel. All the way down. As you can see, like more cannons. So in all this, there was cannons to the outside to protect here the. It's quite cool. They are making the measurements to fire the cannon. It's very interesting. This kind of balls to show you.
Elas foram ver se tem sido.
We've got
Não tem,
5 minutes to get back.
Have to go back. Vai lá, Fernando. Ooh, look at this one. All of St. George's Hall. Whoa. The tunnel goes on till the end.
St. George's Hall was excavated in Rochester. Originally it had elevations for 7 tons, but one was
Fogo! Fire!
an air horn was come to the roof
fire. It's quite cool, man. From here, as you can see, it's pointing towards Spain. This one, it's pointing towards the sea. If some ship wanted to invade the rock, they will point these big cannons and fire! Where are we? I didn't see the step. My God. We are in Cornwall's Hall. It's again the airport. It's again direction the enemy. Who was the enemy? Spain. Iron balls. Iron balls. Ooh. My friends, this is to represent powder. You storage here the powder to use to fire the iron ball. Like I told you, every time you go down, don't forget, you have to go up. There is only one entrance, entrance exit. There's only one.
Abajo. We're going down.